Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Polybridge. You know what that means, there's been an update and there's been a whole bunch of new levels added. I cannot wait to get started here, this is so cool. Absolutely love this game, and yes, I noticed this morning that there was some new levels added, so we're going to be playing them, of course. Do want to say though that I can do a daily series on this, so if you want to leave a like on the video, let's say we hit 2,000 and I'll upload another episode tomorrow. How does that sound? It sounds good because I am in the mood for Polybridge and I got the time to record it as well, which is all good. So let's go into the campaign and we can start seeing some of the things that have changed straight away. So you'll notice at the top it now tells you completed and under budget. That may have actually already been there, but I don't remember it. But now once you've done something specific, I think unlimited budget, you can play once you've done all of the levels, and if you've done them all under budget, then you can do it with unlimited materials as well. So that's like an option for when you complete things. But if we go forward to the next world, and then the next one after that, you'll see that this one, Snowdrift right here, I think there's 12 levels in total, and they're all themed around like snow and ice and stuff like that, which is extremely cool. And you can see those options have disappeared because we haven't completed these levels yet. So these are the ones that we're going to be playing. If we also jump forward, you'll see that Ancient Ruins has a new episode as well, so one extra one to do there. And if we go all the way to 80s Funland and beyond, you can see there is Zen Gardens over here. So two new sets of worlds, plus an extra level right there. I'm going to really enjoy this for the next few days. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's jump into our first one right here. This is called Landbrace, and you can see we've got a budget of 15,000, and we've got a whole bunch of... Oh, it tells you the event order. Excellent. Taxi. Has that always been there? Probably. Knowing me, it probably has. So taxi goes first, then the hydraulic phase, then a large paddle boat, and then hydraulic phase, and then the taxi. Okay. So this level right here, I already came in and had a look at it. When you play now and like move things around, it's a little bit different when you delete stuff because you get this little menu right here, so you can copy and cut, which is actually extremely useful. Really do like that idea. But to get going here, we've only got one anchor point. So we've got to create a bridge, that's obvious, and this bridge shape might be a little bit awkward, like we might go up at the end a touch or something like that. In fact, I would like to play with the grid off this time. And is it G for grid? Yes, G for grid, or up there. So what we'll do is we'll aim up slightly and build across like this. That might be too much, but... Oh, we only get that much as well, right. Okay, that changes things slightly. What we will then do is maybe make it actually a little bit lower. Maybe that won't work. Who knows? Maybe I do actually want to play with the grid on. Anyway, so my idea was that we have a road go all the way across. Since we can't do that, what we're going to do is create like a frame on the underside, so that's going to rest against the ground, and this looks really really horrible so far. Hopefully I'll be able to make it a fair bit sturdier, and that in itself has probably made a big difference right there. Cool. And I might just try and move these around a little bit, hold down shift, do that, make them bigger. The bigger the triangles, the better, I do believe. And that looks good. And can we like just sort of, once that's been placed, drag that across where you can see the land is? That might cause it to like pop up. Anyway, here's my idea. Once we've done that, we then need some hydraulics to extend. I'm wondering if we can create... Oh, I realise this is quite bad now. I was thinking that we would create some sort of just push off of this side, but there's no anchor point for that either. So what I pictured was, you know, road, the car goes across, it drops down the other side, this hydraulics extends upwards, and it's enough to not be in the way of the boat. But now that I'm looking at it, this thing has got to push up like way back, and then that, if we were able to put it here, that hydraulics would go right across where this red of the boat is. So that's probably not the way to do things, which then means the hydraulics would have to pull back to here, right? Like we would pull from the front backwards, so we'd lift this up that way. But there's no anchor point back here either, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. Either way, I do just want to see if this would hold up. No, it wouldn't. Possibly, like, bigger triangles might help. I doubt... Oh, that one can be a lot bigger, can't it? Doubt this is really going to make a difference. Yeah, look, the wood goes through the land. Right. So with an extra triangle down there or above, that would probably make its way across. Okay, so how on earth are we going to get these hydraulics to pull this thing up? Or maybe there's another way altogether. Okay, I've spent a few minutes building our own arc from one side to the other here. Initially, my ideas are a little bit more out there and experimental, and even still, actually, I think this thing might need to be a lot bigger. We've got 15,000 on our budget, and I think, yeah, I think it has to be a lot bigger. So obviously, this is going to need its own little frame down below. Are you going to connect to that side? I think it is, actually. Like this. And then somewhere we need to... Oh, that's too far away. Yeah, I'll adjust all of this in a moment. But then somewhere we need to sort of, you know, make this a pivot and pull the thing up. And just looking at the size of the frame, it's going to have to be a lot bigger, isn't it? Much bigger arc. And then there needs to be much more room for this thing to move as well. So at the moment, our budget is pretty much there. Let's say we could get away with this being like so. I've just realised that the bridge itself doesn't go all the way across. So I'm hoping this hydraulics will also hold it up. So just as an experiment for cost... very nearly at our budget there, which makes me think maybe this isn't the way to go. And it also doesn't work, so yeah, that's unfortunate. That really is. So I thought hydraulics on this side over here was going to be quite difficult, but then if we add something like this, it means that this point here will be solid, because initially we didn't have like another point to check it against. If we start the simulation, you see this isn't going to work, but we know we're on the right track now, so... across goes the taxi, then this thing gets lifted up, and it gets to about there. I don't know how much that needs to be pulled back, but I'm going to guess it's going through something like this, so it needs a little bit more. What we might be able to get away with doing, and I'm going to use steel because the wood broke, is something like this. Let's say we make it completely flat for now, and then add the hydraulics. I've got a feeling this will probably add a lot of pressure over on this side, so then it's going to... retract. Okay, let's try that. That's now a lot longer, so it will retract further. And it's looking promising. Now, is that enough? And it holds as well. Oh, I think this is it. I think we've done the first level. Right, will it make it back down, though? That's another question altogether. It works perfectly. That's absolutely incredible. Okay, that is a really well-made bridge, then. Awesome. So we did that under budget as well. I like that a lot. Okay, that turned out to be really good. A really good solution right there. Let's move on to the next level. And what do we got here? Loop back. Oh my god, this looks like it could be crazy. Is the start and the end on the same side? Right. I think I can see how this is going to go. We get to use cables here as well. So we've got to go from here to there. And that one's got to come across this side and go over there. So I'm seeing like a loop. And then... over the top of the loop, there's another track like that. How are we going to hold it all together? So what materials do we have? We have steel, we have a relatively large budget. I think the wood isn't going to be used too much. And, oh yeah, we've got to put in our road first of all. So how is this going to work? Like, I have not really made a loop before. So we want a gradient that sort of works, I guess. Going up a little bit each time. This is probably not enough, is it? We need to go faster. And then over like that. I don't know. That looks like it could cut it. So if I were a monster truck going along, I think it's this bit to here. Maybe this needs to be sharper, but I reckon it could pull that off. So that's going to be one road, and the other one's got to come up like relatively quickly. Actually, no, it looks like if we were to engineer this backwards, we'd probably have much better luck. So let's go on that one and just keep that same gradient. And then, no, that's the wrong way to do it. What you want to do is have a steeper gradient to begin with. Right, so if we aim underneath this and then start to come back up a little bit, something like that is the shape of road that we've then got to support with steel beams and such. I have no idea if that's the way you're supposed to do it. It looks kind of crazy, doesn't it? I mean, you don't need me to tell you what's going to happen, do you, really? We're over budget, and look at that thing. I think this was a bad idea. Yep, horribly bad idea. One of the telling things there, though, if we watch it again, watch this one and how far up it gets before it sort of loses its momentum. I think what we got to do is make this thing a lot quicker, so it's more of a case of having a straight bridge over here And then for the one underneath, it needs more of a flick than a full half loop to go around, and then hopefully it will land sort of in this area. So let's say goodbye to that disaster, and let's bring out the road and try that again. So we want to stay level here, and then we want our little flick to come up just underneath. So let's say we start off, I mean, we've already got plenty of speed probably already, so we don't want to be too pacey to... Oh, that's actually come out quite far already. So as for the little flick, I feel like... No, that's not doing it enough. We really need to make this nice and compact. So we come up pretty steady, and then before you know it, we're almost vertical, and then there's the flick. Right, and if I were a truck, I'd go whoosh up here, but as you saw, it didn't get very high before, so it's probably going to fall pretty flat around here actually, and I think we might be able to get away with it, because if we've got a surface here, then we can support it very easily from below, I believe, which means then the one coming over this side, let's say it goes across a few bits at that pace, then it joins up with this one like that. If we can build supports to keep all of that up, we might have a shot at doing this. So let's try it again. Do you know what, this is looking pretty unlikely as well. As I've tried to build different types of structures to connect it all together, just falling short on the budget every time. So I thought I'd focus on this little bit right here and see what happens. So if we take it one step at a time, we can learn that nope, not worth building the rest, because that doesn't work at all. However, I think we just need to refine things here a little bit maybe. Let's see what's happening. Well, it's braking, which doesn't help. Let's try and make this thing a little steeper. That's actually going to be quite awkward because... Oh, maybe not. Maybe this time it works for us. Okay, so we'll go straight there, and then that'll be the flick across. Hopefully it all holds together. A little bit better, a little bit better. I think we need like an extra support somewhere around here as well. Let's delete that one. Let's make this road here just a little bit shorter back. And let's try again. So around it goes, it still brakes, and it's pretty awful, isn't it? So here's another problem. This thing, when it gets up on top like that, it's facing the wrong way now, so it's going to drive in that direction. Which means, how on earth am I supposed to get it to go all the way back there? Do we have to flick it literally all the way back there? Because there's not going to be enough momentum for that at all. And you can see here, by the way, just making it like smaller and smaller each time, and you seem to be able to get away with it. Let's try that again then. Let's try and make an even bigger flick still. Let's move that back a touch. That's going to hit it, isn't it? Oh! Oh, wow, it absolutely sent it flying. Look at that thing go. It's got a... Whoa! Got a crazy amount of momentum attached to it. Alright, let's move that one. Like, let's get this out of the way altogether, really. Let's delete that as well. I think we just want to attach that to there with steel. Yep. Maybe adjust it a little bit more again. Let's see what it does this time. Right. Oh, it almost got there, didn't it? Maybe the next one has to come along and push it. That could be a thing, couldn't it? Okay, we went from 0 to hero there. I changed one little thing and all of a sudden this worked. As you can see, it says level complete. So let's go back, because I just nudged this thing from like a little bit further out on this side over to there. So let's see if we can drag it back. And I think I also nudged one of these as well. Okay, so the main problem here... Wow, it won't let me change it at all now. Okay, anyway, what was happening was this bit of the bridge was always breaking, and then the rest of it sort of chain reaction would fall apart, right? Also, we're over budget. Let's see if we can tweak this and do the level under budget. Yeah, let's try. We'll be able to find a way. Okay, so now the whole thing doesn't break, and when that lands, the other one pushes it over. That is awesome. That worked really well. How can we reduce the budget a little bit more? Maybe streamline some of these bits here and there. We just need to reduce it by 300, and there we go. Let's see if that will hold out. Probably won't now. Oh god, it doesn't. Change the tiniest of things, and away it goes. So what was it? This one here, we sort of reduced a little bit. Maybe that's actually quite important. Perhaps we might be able to get away with changing one of these struts to wood as well. That might make a big difference. As I say it, I then realised that wood doesn't go that distance, so probably going to need like that. Hopefully we can get away with that working. Let's see what happens this time then. Okay. Oh, will it work? Oh, so close. It won't count though. It won't count at all. Oh, damn it. Why did I have to try and get it under budget? Okay. Okay, we've done it, and we've done it under budget, but I think there might be an improvement that we can make here. If I get this wrong, I mean, it's going to be awful, but I don't think we need that bit right there, which brings it down a little bit further. Let's start the simulation. You see, this one bumps into it. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me. Actually, I think what we needed was just that, really. Something to hold it all together. So, this should really be it now. Come on. Yes! Yes! That was done much better than before. That one got all the way over to that bit there, which was awesome. I'd sort of tweaked the ramp a little bit. Cool. Took us a few attempts, but we've done that one. Now let's move on to the next one. This is called Triple Split. Budget 18,000. Right, 3 cars to move. And do we get hydraulics in between each one? I'm going to assume that the first one goes across and then you get some hydraulics. It didn't say like what the order was though. Let's actually just start. Okay, no, they are all just going to drive. Right. That's interesting. So how do we have to make a bridge that then breaks as the cars go over and falls apart so the first one can get to the top, the second to there? I do not know. That's going to be pretty crazy, I think. So this one might actually be a lot easier than I thought. I kind of noticed that the sports car was first and then there was a truck at the last one, and basically they come across at 3 different speeds. So let's see how this does. That one goes off into the air, that one falls down below, and then the truck comes along very slow. So I think what we need to do is find the right place to make something like this perhaps. Now that might require a little bit more support here and there. Let's see how it holds up though. So the sports car gets a little boost and goes to the top. This one then... Oh! And that might mean that we do it in one go, because this one now should fall all the way to the bottom. And it does! It did it! Wow! That's like 1.5 attempts, because I went back and tweaked it and it worked. That's absolutely awesome. Okay. On to the next one. More like that, please. More of the ones that I can figure out immediately. Let's have a look. Hydraulic jump. I was going to say pump, wasn't I? Hydraulic jump. We got a budget of 15,000. And what happens? Surfer's van, then hydraulic phase, then a monster truck. Right, so this one goes across to there. Then we have to, you know, change the bridge so the monster truck can go down the ramp and fly up to the top. Actually sounds relatively straightforward at the moment. Okay, likelihood of success on first attempt, absolutely minimal. However, I haven't even built a ramp up here, so it's really just a sort of experimental phase. So you can see I built a little bit of a ramp. That thing gets across, doesn't fall into the water on the other side, which is good. Then the hydraulics go up, and it doesn't look like it's going to be anywhere near enough. However, the beginning bit held up really well there, which is kind of surprising. So if we try again, what we need is a bigger angle here. So can we... perhaps go for that? Is that actually going to be able to push it up further? You might need the next one across. Anyway, let's just jump the speed up and then bring it back down so we can see what's going on here. Right, next one. There we go. That's a little bit steeper. Obviously not enough though. Right, we might also need to... Oh, and it destroys it. We might also need to curve this a little bit as well. So if we bring that down like so... If you picture it, oh, we've got to make this a bit smaller then. Yeah, if you picture it when it gets pushed up to the other side, if this is curved as well, then the curve is sort of extended. If that makes sense. But that's not going to be enough, is it? So we need to find a way to push that out further. So I can get this thing to work. There goes the hydraulics into a sort of optimal position. But then we get all the way up there and no. Thing is, I go over here to add some road, and that's actually the most you're able to use, which is kind of worrying. I'm now wondering, maybe what you're supposed to do is have a jump that allows this one to get up there, but this one to fall down onto this platform, and then it will probably fall into the water if we do that, won't it? And we've got it, but as always, I want to do it without it breaking, and I really don't think... Oh, wait a minute, no, I could turn this to steel. Let's just select the one bit right there. I was going to add some more wood in between, but I've reduced the amount of steel. Look how under budget we are as well. This is awesome. So this one goes along and it falls down just like a good old bridge should do. That's the way you want to land when you've come off of a bridge. And then, bam, the other one goes up. And unfortunately, the ramp doesn't keep And almost there, it almost messed it up because that road sort of got stuck under the wheels. But we did it. It's another level done. Let's click on next. Let's have a preview of the next one quickly. Dump slope. This looks like something crazy. A heavy old truck to send across. If we go back to the map though, we've done the first 4 levels now, and we've done them all under budget as well, which is excellent. And that's going to be it for this episode. So like I said at the beginning of the video, 2,000 likes on this one, and there'll be another daily episode tomorrow. As always, thank you so much for your support, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.